Okay, another exciting instalment on our homework help. So I'm looking at Chapter 8 revision for you, and I've got a copy of the questions that I'm going to go through with you. So the first one is Goran, I think his name is, or Goran. He has an annual salary of $57,410. So how much is that a week? Well, if it's a week, we're going to divide by 52.18 and we get our answer. What if it's per fortnight? Well, that means I'll double what it is for a week. So I've already worked out what it is for a week. I'll double it to get for a fortnight. What about per month? Well, I go back to my original and then divide by 12. Okay, don't go from the weeks and times by 4. You try it out. If you times this, let me just show you something here. If you times that by 4, that will be wrong. So don't do that. All right, because there aren't 4 weeks in every month anyway. Question 2. Diane is paid $13.65 an hour and she works 37-hour week. So, okay, she's doing 37 hours and each one is $13.65. Multiply them. There's your answer. Riley works 38 hours at $17.38 per hour. So, okay, here's our hourly rate, $17.38. And so she's working 38 hours at $17.38, right? But on top of that, she's got 5 hours at time and a half. So there's your normal pay rate. And let's see if we can go 1.5 times that, because that's what time and a half means. Time and a half means 1.5 times, all right? So every time you see time and a half, you're multiplying by 1.5. All right, so we put all that together and we get $790.79. Good. Number 4. If we look at that table, the first 38 hours are normal. So let's just get rid of some of these colours. It's getting a bit busy now. Try and get rid of this, otherwise we'll go a bit mad with the colours. See if I can get rid of just the colour. Well, you know, doing my best there. So the normal rate I'm going to do at green. So there's normal green. And the normal rate is $15.75. Anytime I see time and a half, I'm going to go yellow. And anytime I see double, I think I'll go pink, all right? So in part A, the 48 hours, the first 38 hours are at normal. That means there's a spare 2, and they're at time and a half. That's what it says in the table. So we got 38 times 15.75, because that's your normal rate for this question. And then we're going to go 1.5 times the normal rate for the other 2 hours. Okay, and that altogether makes $645.75. Part B, 44 hours. Once again, 38 are normal. Every time I see normal, I'll just be timesing by the normal pay rate. And here's the normal pay rate, which is going to be times by 1.5. Why? Because there's another 3 hours that are at time and a half. So 38 hours, 3 hours. Let's see. So we've got the 38 hours, we've got the 3 hours. So what's left? Another 3. And it said that any hours worked over that is at double. I think I said I was going to use pink for double. So double is going to be pink, which means times by 2. 2 times the normal pay rate. Okay. So that's how you do that one. You put it all together and you get $763.88. How are we doing? All right. Let's move up. Question 5. Nicole, she's a bookseller. She gets 4% commission on the value of the book she sells. All right. But just in case she doesn't sell anything, she does get a retainer. Now, the retainer is $900 whether she sells anything or not. So her retainer's $900. The commission is 4% of what she sells, and she sold $82,500. So there's my commission, 4%. Where am I getting that from? Because it told me 4% commission on sales of 82,500. That gives me 3,300. So she gets it on top of the retainer. So altogether, 900 plus 3,300 is 4,200. Good. Sam, you're listening, Sam. This question's for you. Sam is paid commission on a sliding scale of 3% on the first 50,000 of sales and 2.5% on all sales after that. Calculate Sam's income if he sells goods worth 80,000. All right. This is for Sam. 80,000 is 50,000 plus an extra 30,000. Why am I splitting it like that? Well, we'll look at this. It says the first 50,000 is getting 3%. All right, so that's why I've worked out 3% of 50,000 there. But then on top of that, you've got 2.5% on the rest. Now, what's the rest when you've got 80,000? 30,000 is the rest. So we figure that out. So we got 1,500 plus 750, put it together, 2,250. Oh, we've got no name for number 7. Can't deliver this one to anyone. Okay, maybe what's his name is delivering 1,500 pamphlets at 5 cents per pamphlet. The thing you've got to remember there is, notice the cents, 5 cents. Don't just times by 5 unless you're going to leave your answer in cents. I've converted it. So this is 5 cents converted to dollars. Okay, multiply $75. All right, B, washing 47 cars. Oh my goodness, I think I'd die if I had to do that. It's bad enough washing one. In fact, I don't even do that. All right, 47 cars at $17.50 per car. You'd want to pay me more than that, I reckon. Gives me $822.50. Oh my goodness. C, laying 35 square meters of tiles. I wouldn't want to do that either. I'm probably getting past that kind of energy. So $28.50 per square meter. And how many square meters? 35. Multiply them. $997.50. Good. Number 8. Oh, this one's for Dan. Any Dans out there? All right. So a jockey earns 100 per race ride and 5% of the value of prize money his horses win. All right. So how many rides? 30. 100 per ride. Let's multiply 130 and we get 3,000. On top of that, he's got 5% of the prize money. The prize money was 172,500. Figure out 5% of that, and we get 8,625. So all up, add those, 11,625. Nice work, Dan. Sandra, any Sandras out there? All right, this is for all the Sandras. Sandra earns $876 per week and is about to begin her annual holidays. Lucky Sandra. Along with her 4 weeks' pay, she also receives a 17.5% annual holiday loading on the 4 weeks, which is pretty standard in Australia. Find Sandra's total holiday pay. 2 ways to do this. You can either figure out the 4 weeks' pay, which I've done here, 876 by 4. Then, on top of that, figure out the 17.5% of whatever that was, and then add it on. Okay? Or remember the fast way I was trying to tell you the other week? The fast way is if you've got the whole amount, that's 100%. And then you want to add on top of that 17.5%. You've got 100% plus 17.5%, which is 117.5%. So whack it in and you get the answer in one line. Emily in question 10. All right, all the Emilys. 141,542 gross. Oh, yeah, because that would be, yeah, that's a salary over a year. She had some deductions, 378 for a uniform. So where are they? Let's check them out. We got 378 for a uniform, 218 for training course, and 1492 for travel expenses, all allowable deductions. So what did we do? We add them all up there and we get their total. So we're not going to pay tax on those because the government says there's some parts of your income, we're not going to pull tax off. So we add those all up and minus them off the gross before we start pulling tax off. All right, so your taxable income is going to be whatever the gross was minus those allowable deductions, anything the government says you don't have to pay tax on. So let's do it. 141,542, take off 2,088. That leaves you with 139,454. Now, how do we figure out that tax on that taxable income? Well, where did our little table go? I did have a table. I don't even want that picture there anymore. Let's check it out. I did have a tax table there. I wonder if I can find it. I don't know. What a shame. Oh, here we go. Tax table. There we go. Look at that. So if I just copy, go back to my Chapter 8 revision, paste, and it'll be humongous, but we'll maybe shrink it. Oh, not too bad. There we go. Make it a bit smaller. Okay. Oh, that's the real one, though. And the one in the book, I don't know if it's the same. Let's check it out. 139,454. That's going to place us in that one. Let's see if the real one that we're operating with now is the same as one in the textbook. No, look at that. It's different. That's a bit of a shame. Bummer. Okay, well, you have to get the one out of the book. And just take my word for it. The one in the book was 17,547 plus 37 cents in the dollar for any amount that is over 80,000. So this bit here, that's the amount that's over 80,000. How do you get it? You minus the 80,000 off your taxable. So that's how much over. And then you have to multiply that by 37 cents in the dollar, which we've converted here to dollars. And then you add that to the amount that is all the tax figured out for you already for the lower thresholds on your tax table. So 17,547 plus 37 cents, which is 0.37 times 59,454. And there you get it. Isn't it disgusting? 39,544.98 in tax. First time you ever do this problem, you nearly fall over when you see how much tax you have to say bye-bye to. Off your dollars go. Bye-bye. But it's good because it's going off for hospitals and roads and all sorts of government initiatives to help people. Okay? All right. I'll do some more later.